I'm investigative reporter Rebecca Lindstrom. Victims across the country are fighting back against a plea deal in Athens. They are hoping the parole board will do what the district attorney did not: keep a sexual predator behind bars for life. Avery Pendergraph used hidden cameras to capture pornographic images that he then posted to online sites as far away as Russia. Watching, recording, posting your most private moments.
Hello?
Hey, this is Sergeant Scott Prowl with the Athens Clark County Police Department.
That's the voice of Caitlin Brooks talking to police.
He started to be really creepy, and there was some weird things going on in her bathroom.
Emily remembers when her sister Caitlin rented a room to Avery Hogan Pendergraph.
We believe that he was using a camera
Hidden in plain sight, capturing images of her naked in the bathroom. Images police say were then posted on porn sites and chat rooms with a picture of her driver's license and credit card. Police reports say he added messages most too offensive to repeat, but one reveals his intent. I want to truly rob her of her private life in a full and cruel, degrading way.
Through the course of this investigation, your name came up.
Oh, wow.
The police investigation eventually led officers from Athens to a bedroom inside his parents' home in LaGrange. There, they found several more cameras hidden in a key fob and smoke alarm. More than 100 pages detail the dozens of accounts Pendergraph created to use the images he collected.
This case has started out small and gone crazy.
Local police, the GBI, Homeland Security, and even officers in Russia worked together, tracking down accounts with names like Atlanta Slut and Wife is My Slave.
I believe that he has photoshopped your face onto certain bodies.
Which is creepy.
The hidden cameras had been placed in bathrooms at a Starbucks, church, and dorm at UGA. Police say they found documents on grooming children. One email discussed how to take and keep a little girl for sex.
He was creating images of children in addition to possessing pornographic images.
Pendergraph's crimes span a decade across two Georgia counties more than 140 miles apart. Despite the distance, prosecutors worked together to create a plan to keep him locked up for life. But in an Athens Clark County courtroom, that plan, without warning, changed.
I've never felt so violated in my life.
Prosecutors were already familiar with Pendergraph. In 2014, he faced 21 felony charges for invasion of privacy.
I just met him going up the stairwell.
Samantha, one of Pendergraph's first victims, asked us to conceal her identity.
He had been begging me incessantly to send him some pictures of myself.
About 5 years later, long after they had parted ways, she would learn he posted those pictures along with her personal information online. And she wasn't the only victim. Still, those 21 felonies turned into 2 misdemeanors. His punishment, probation.
It was infuriating because we knew that it wasn't over.
As soon as his probation was up, Samantha says Pendergraph used various fake profiles to reconnect, and he quickly found new victims. But it would take years for police and his victims to find out.
Did you ever allow him to record videos of you guys having sex?
Never consented to anything like that. No, I don't. Definitely not.
According to police reports, Pendergraph wasn't just looking for sexually explicit content. He wanted control. Writing online, "Her body isn't hers anymore. It is yours forever."
Your calls are giving me a panic attack. Do not call me again.
This is part of a call, not with police, but with Pendergraph in jail. a call to his ex-girlfriend.
I'm calling you because I love you and I feel like I'm going to...
You are a liar. Everything you say is a lie.
Police believe Pendergraft sexually assaulted her, then posted the images on porn sites. They had already tracked down another woman they believe he raped unconscious.
Look, God is my witness. I have not done that to you. Are you there?
Troup County District Attorney Herbert Cranford said that call would have been a key piece of evidence had the case gone to trial.
I do not believe he's redeemable. I don't think he's...
Is that hard to say? I mean, knowing that...
I don't say that often, but there are people we prosecute that I believe that about, and he's one of them.
This is just one case that led to a lawsuit in Athens accusing the district attorney of failing to do her job. Shortly after taking office, Deborah Gonzalez sent a memo to her staff setting the tone for how she wanted cases handled in her office. One of the notes asked prosecutors to take a closer look at cases seeking mandatory minimum prison sentences. Victims wonder if that policy impacted their fight for justice. Avery Hogan Pendergraft, a sexual predator with charges in 2 Georgia counties, accused of secretly recording people to post naked images of them on porn and social media sites. 11 Alive spoke with one of his victims.
So I spent many years in therapy, really trying to trust my own judgment about other people.
In Troup County, Pendergraft pled guilty to racketeering, invasion of privacy, and sexual exploitation of children. His sentence? 50 years behind bars, or at least on paper. In reality, for those kinds of crimes, Pendergraft could go free in 7 years. It happened before. Troup County District Attorney Herbert Cranford recalled the case of Peter Mallory.
The judge gave him a 1,000-year sentence, to make a point, I think.
But the parole board let him go after 7 years and 5 months. The only way to guarantee a longer prison sentence for Pendergraft would be a guilty plea to rape and aggravated sodomy.
They come with a mandatory minimum of 25 years in prison without the possibility of parole.
But those alleged crimes happened in Athens. It would be up to the DA there to prosecute. According to emails obtained by 11 Alive Investigates, at one point they did agree Pendergraft should face life in prison. But when Pendergraft refused to plead guilty, the prosecutor in Athens decided to dismiss the charges rather than fight him in court.
I can't imagine a detective seeing these terrible things that this person has done day after day, and then to see it all just disappear.
Indeed, the lead detective stated his disgust in this email to the DA, writing, "There are many sad things to come from this case, but one of the most disheartening is that your office did not even try." The prosecutor behind that decision would not comment, but District Attorney Deborah Gonzalez defended the deal.
Because we had victims and we wanted to get justice for those victims. They did not want to go forward with a trial. They did not want to testify.
But in a letter written by one of the victims to the parole board, she says the DA's office told her Pendergraft was pleading guilty to sodomy and that whatever the charge, it would add to his time behind bars. One of them actually wrote in a written statement to the parole board, "I feel very lied to and betrayed by the Athens DA."
Yeah, I would have liked her to have written that to me so that I would know.
One of the victims would not have been able to respond because that she actually took her own life. Were you aware of that?
No, I was not.
Instead, the DA's office told the judge it wanted to drop her charges because that victim, Caitlin Brooks, had left the state.
I'm just so angry. I'm hurt so bad.
Her father is still barely able to speak about his daughter's decision.
Never not blame him for all of it.
After the pornographic posts were discovered, Caitlin couldn't stay focused at work. She dropped out of law school. She moved back home, but could never restore her sense of safety.
I remember in the middle of the night, she woke me up, "Dad, I think somebody's in the attic." with cameras and stuff. I said, baby, there's no way.
The same year Pendergraft took his plea, about a third of the cases on the court docket were thrown out. 22% of the felony charges that remained were also dismissed or reduced to a misdemeanor as part of a plea. And of the 18 trials, the office lost 14. Charges like murder, aggravated assault, and child molestation gone. Even now, court records document cases delayed or even dismissed because the DA's office is severely understaffed or not prepared. It's why Pendergraft's victims are now appealing to the parole board to consider the risk of his release. Help me understand the impact that this has had on your life.
An extreme sense of shame.
The victim impact statements are full of the same words: shame, anxiety, and depression. And Pendergraft's victims believe that was always a part of the plan, part of his betrayal.
I want you to know the name Hogan Pendergraft, and if you ever come across him on the street one day, I want you to run in the other direction.
Pendergraft will be eligible for parole in about 4 years. At sentencing in Troup County, Pendergraft said immaturity coupled with addictions to Adderall, alcohol, and pornography impacted his actions, and he apologized to the women hurt. You can read his full statement at 11alive.com.